Jahan, what's up, man? What's up? Jahan, what's up? We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Let me start this over with. Let me start over. Let me start over. Let me get my boy. Y'all, this is Gion right here. This is Gion Mosley. What's up, Venus? What's up, Synergy? What's up, Rena Beta? Jahan, what's up with the super sticker? Oh, we got Cloud Swab coming tonight, too. Got my protein shake. Fulani, what's up? Can be, what's up? Bree, what's up? Door to the Cosmos, Shalom, what's up? Lisa, what's up? King Tabernacle, what's up? Diamond Girl. Y'all, this is Gion right here. This is Gion Mosley. Y'all know him from IG. I do some shows with him sometimes. I actually love this song. Let me pin this. Can I tag him in this? I want to tag him. I love this song. One more time. I'm trying to find this right page so I can try to. Oh, man. One more time. One more time. One more time. Hold on, one more time. How do I get back? The name of the song is called Higher. High Up. My bad. High Up by Gion. Thank you, Holly. Khalil, what's up? Ansley, what's up? Kelly, what's up? Kenya, what's up? Feeling like I'm floating, I'm above everybody, like I'm getting up. Can be. Feeling like you broken, you below everybody, like you getting into motion. You ain't free up mind from this opposition. I can tell nobody thinks we got a body. Everybody's looking for a body to put on their body. Ain't nobody connecting with anybody. Anybody, not somebody tell me how my body can shake anybody but high up. On the frequency, frequently, no one seems to be equally. Recently, it's been seamlessly to myself like a secrecy, peacefully. Higher,
It's a beautiful song, man. I mean, it's just a masterpiece. You know? I'm back, y'all. So today, I was going to talk about Godfrey. But today I went on someone's page. Somebody posted something, and I commented on her page. Now, her name is Luring Lady. Some of you all might know her. But she was talking about how white people get to be white, and then I guess everybody else doesn't get to be there, whatever. So, and oh no, matter of fact, you know what? Let me just play her video, and then we can just talk about it. Let me play her video. Let me just play her video.
Like that a lot of Black Americans refuse to identify as American, and they talk bad about America, and they refuse to celebrate a lot of American holidays. They pretty much identify as African. A lot of white people's response is pretty much the same response I have, which is, if you hate America, leave. But do you know that white people are the reason why a lot of Black Americans refuse to identify as American? Let me tell you how. When you refer to someone as African American just because they are Black, you know what you're doing? You are subconsciously taking their nationality from them. So by you putting African in front of American, don't turn around and question why they refuse to just identify as American. You're placing someone all the way inside of a country.
Now, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to replay it again. But let's be clear. Since the 1960s, white people have called Black people what they wanted to be called. When Black people said, don't call us Negro anymore, white folks stopped calling Black folks Negro. When Black folks said, call us Black, white folks started calling Black folks Black. When Black folks said we African American, white folks started calling you African Americans. So for the past 70 plus years, white people have literally called Black people what they wanted to be called. Literally. So the notion that Black people identify with African is really crazy to me, because Black people don't celebrate anything African. What do Black folks do culturally that's African? What do Black folks do culturally that is African? Tell me. What? Barbecues? Tell me. Jumping the broom? What? I'm going to restart it. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting her today is because she asked me not to comment on her page. And then once I obliged her, she started talking slick. Then her friends jumped in. Now, I was going to let the sleeping dogs lie. But the problem is, when I said, okay, I won't say nothing else, you kept running your mouth. So that meant she wants to smoke. But over here, we don't give a worldly smoke, we give a holy smoke. And I know this young lady is hurting. I know she's damaged. I know she's traumatized, and she's adding to her trauma by being Black. But we're gonna go back. Now, I want you to listen to what she's going to say and remember this in the back of your mind. What's up, Keisha? She said, I prefer, her preference is a handsome white guy or a black guy. This is what out of her own mouth. The woman that's pro-black said a handsome white guy is her first preference and a regular black guy is her second. So I want you to listen to what she says. Now keep in mind, all these pro-black folks, all of them, got one thing in common, and that is an inferiority complex to white. So they overcompensate for feeling a certain type of way about white people, which is inferior, and they start doing all this biggity black stuff, which don't mean nothing, because white folks don't care, and she really don't even care. But let's go. But let me say this too, though, before I get started. And please, if y'all know her name, as a matter of fact, let me pull something. Let me pull this up. Because she tried me earlier. You know, she tried me. Okay. She said, I'm proudly black. You might dislike being black and frown at the term black, but I don't. Secondly, I am aware of Jesse Jackson using the term in the past, and that's white people's favorite defense when asked why call them African American. That Jesse Jackson blame is old, and it's been debunked and proven that African American was started by white people long before Jesse Jackson said it. So again, black people were not calling themselves African American because white folks said it. The term African American became popular because Jesse Jackson told black folks they were African American. That's why. It don't matter what a white person does, because most of the stuff white folks want y'all to do, they use black folks do anyway. So they're always going to use it. Again, I always say this. Black people are people of influence. So they'll always use a black person to push some kind of propaganda or message to you. They'll always do it. Let me put my YouTube back up here, because I really want to, because, you know, she started saying, and I'm going to read this again. This girl said, I hated myself and all kind of stuff. But we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it, because we ain't gonna let it go. You know, she wanna. That Jesse Jackson blame is so old, and it's been debunked and proven that African American was started by white people long before Jesse Jackson started it. You and I have different views pertaining to blackness, and that's fine. But know that I am proudly black and do not give into the anti-black rhetoric that conservatives love. You do, and that's fine. Just don't expect that from me. Now, I want to ask you all a question. If I do an ethnic check on this live today, how many of you all identify as Caucasian or white or European? I guarantee that over 90% of the people that watch my stuff look like me. People always say this about me, but they can't ever prove it. They just say it because it sounds good. Now, this woman said, I'm speaking to white conservatives. Can someone please tell me what white conservative wants to hear that black folks didn't come over here on no slave ship? Have you ever heard a white conservative say, we can't find any slave ships? This is what I say. I say they only have 5 slave ships on record. Do you know any white conservatives that say there aren't any slave ships? No, you don't. Do you hear any white conservatives going against the Harriet Tubman narrative? No, you don't. Do you hear any white conservatives pushing back against the slavery narrative? No, you don't. White conservatives accept all of this stuff. So there's no way a white conservative would listen to me, because what I talk about is very off the wall and out of the box. They got 5 slave ships on record. They can find the Viking ships. They can find Noah's Ark. They can even find spaceships, but they can't find slave ships. I'm just saying. So no white conservative is echoing my talking points. Yes, Jahan. Yes, Jahan. She was talking greasy. She was talking greasy. She was talking greasy. But she said it's been debunked. Black people did not start calling themselves African American until after Jesse Jackson said do it. Now, I know good and well he didn't come up with the term, but it doesn't matter. It's about when black folks adopted it. And we can all agree that white people have been calling black folks what they wanted to be called for the past 70 plus years. But let's continue. Then her friends started talking, and I wish somebody would tag her because I really would love her to come on here. I really would. I know she wouldn't. I know she wouldn't. Next comment. I am black, dude. Please keep things peaceful. Have your self-hatred off my post. Now keep in mind, if you go look at my comments, I didn't say anything negative about this woman. Nothing. I didn't say anything negative about this woman. But let me ask you all a question though. What's up, Angel? Let me ask you all a question. When was there ever a meeting where black folks got together and voted on what they wanted to be called? Now we have the Council of Nicene with the Catholics. We got King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Tell me when black folks got together and voted on what they wanted to be called. Tell me what council came up with it. Was it the NAACP? Was it the Black Caucus? Who came up with giving black folks these terms? There's nowhere in history where we can see a meeting of the minds to come together and say, we're going to call ourselves this. We're going to be this. So that lets me know that black people have adopted names that they didn't come up with themselves. Black people are taking on names that they did not come up with themselves. So that means that somebody white had to say, we're going to call them this. And black folks said, okay. Now she's saying all these years later, I'm biggity black, black, black. But let's go. I am black. Do please keep things peaceful and have your self-hatred off my posts. I have never commented on any of your posts to dispute anything. Give the same respect. Now think about this. She's sneak dissing, but then asking for respect. She's telling me I hate myself, but then asking for respect. Double-minded. A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So we already know, again, her preference is a handsome white man. So when you listen to her speak, just know her thesis statement is, I want a handsome white man. Even to the point where she done photoshopped pictures. I ain't even gonna post them because I don't even want to embarrass her like that. But she done photoshopped pictures with a white guy. Anyway, but she said, I hate myself. Now I'm asking you all a question. What does a person look like when they hate themselves? When a person hates themselves, what does that look like? I brush my teeth, I floss, I shower, I work out, I eat healthy, I pray, I fast. I'm trying to figure out what about my life do I hate? Have you ever seen me try to bleach my skin? Have you ever heard me say I hate my skin color? Have you ever heard me say I hate anything about the way that God made me? Absolutely not. So to say I hate myself is an insult, but then you want respect. Young lady, that's not going to work. If I comment on your post, it's to agree, not to disagree or debate. In what world is this? You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me. It's a free world. Oh, I get it. You want to be able to say what you want to say and don't have anybody challenge it. Oh, I get it. Okay. I am black. That's my race. Race is a false construct. There is no such thing as race. Race is a social construct. I am black. That's my race. As it is yours, but you have been brainwashed to hate the word so much, your problem and not mine. Now, keep in mind, she don't want me to comment, but she done said, I hate myself. I'm brainwashed. All this sneak dissing. All this sneak. Now, let me ask y'all a question. What machine out there would brainwash me to not want to be black? Now, the average simple mind thinks that when I say I'm not black, that I'm automatically saying I'm white. This is the purpose of the color codes. This is the purpose of it. The purpose of it is for you to have to want to pick one or the other. I choose to be a child of God because I'm made in God's image, not man's. Man is saying a person is white or black, not God. God's no respecter of person. So God is looking at you as the end of, God's not going to say you're being judged because you're white, you're being judged because you're black. No. God's no respecter of person. So God is judging you on the inside. How we look on the exterior is just, it could be a roll of the dice. We don't know. But I can tell you one thing. Me saying I'm not black doesn't mean I want to be white. And have you all ever heard me say that my preference is a beautiful white woman? Now, you've heard me say I wanted a godly woman, a righteous woman. Have y'all ever heard me utter such a phrase that my first preference and pick in life is to get a beautiful white woman, but then turn around and say I'm pro-black, bliggity black? So at the end of the day, this young lady sneaked this, and then when I wasn't even commenting, I'm still getting comments from her friends, and she's still talking. So if you want to run your mouth, and I wish y'all knew this young lady. Her name is Luring Lady, bliggity black, pro-black. She's conservative, but she pro-black. She mad at conservative whites, but again, all of this stems from having an inferiority complex. If you wake up every day worrying about what white folks think, you are a degenerate. If you wake up every day worrying about what white people think about you or doing, you are a degenerate coward. This is insanity. Show me what about myself tells anyone that I hate myself. How do I hate myself? Let me show y'all an example of what I mean, so y'all can see it. You can't see this on YouTube, but I will show it to you all in this video. I'll play the video real quick. She puts a post up. It says, which best describes, I'm assuming it says your race, right? You got a bubble that says white, one that says black or African American. I thought they were the same. You have American Indian or Alaskan Native. You have Asian Indian, Asian Chinese. Now think about this. She gave you 5 choices, and she's asking you to put yourself in a box. She gave you 5 choices. You got to pick one of these. Put yourself in the box. Think about this. I can't just say I'm a child of God and that'd be good enough. I can't just say I'm made in God's image and that's good enough. I can't just say I'm born again. I don't want to know, that ain't good enough. I can't even say I don't want to be a part of none of y'all social constructs. I can't say that. This woman is telling me I'm black. This is what the purpose of the Blatrix was. Is this right here. This young lady is torturing herself trying to be black, and it's a false construct. And this whole color code thing only works. It only works in a socially constructed and controlled environment. If a brown cat walks by and you say it's black, people will look at you like you're crazy. But if I walk by and you say I'm black, people agree. Think about this. Just think for a second. If a white cat walks by and you say that white cat is brown, folks will think that you're crazy. But if I walk by and you say he's black, folks agree. And clearly, I'm not black. So my question is, if being black isn't based on my skin color, then what is it based on? Young lady, alluring lady. Luring lady, I have a question for you. If my skin color does not determine whether I'm black or not, then what is the term black used for? If my skin is brown and you're calling me black, then what is black used for? That means that black would have to be something other than appearance. Even a person that's light-skinned is called black. Even a person that's biracial is called black. So my question is, then black couldn't be based on appearance. Now listen. Now listen. Now listen. I can already tell she got a color listen, I can already spot these people out a mile away. These people feel inferior to white people. When they go around white, they feel, that's why she's so going up against white conservatives. But her first preference is a handsome white man. Now listen, if male, white is just white. And it's not even in alphabetical order. It should have went Asian, Indian, Asian, Chinese, American Indian, black, then white. But notice how white's at the top. Again, this is a system of control. White is just white, and they're going to make you believe that white has all the power and that white is the cause of all your problems. Now listen, if they called us the rainbow people, it would make sense. Because based on our genetics, we can produce all the colors. So if you call quote unquote black folks the rainbow people, that would make sense. But they don't. You just black. Matter of fact, tell me when black is used good. You go to the all black school. You stay in a black dorm. You live in a black neighborhood. Not a regular college, black college. But she said, I hate myself. Right. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Why in the world would anybody want to be something that Joe Biden can't control? When Joe Biden said that, it woke me up. Thank you, Jahan, for the super sticker. When Joe Biden said that to me, Cam B, thank you so much for the super sticker. When Joe Biden said that, it woke me up because I was like, wait a minute. Whoa. Why would you want to be something that Joe Biden can't control? But let's continue. And then I had one of her friends talking about, you black. One of her friends, and I swear the tone of the text sounded like a white liberal, but one of her friends was like, you black. I'm just like, these people are crazy. Now listen, they would never do this. They would never go to a transformer and tell that man that he ain't a woman. They ain't got no problem with these transformers, men saying they women. But if I say I'm not black, I hate myself. But if a man says he wants to be a woman, he don't hate himself. You see how crazy these people sound? You see how crazy these folks sound? We're going to listen to her. We're going to listen to her, and we're going to pick this video apart. And really, honestly, this is all in love. Because I know that deep down inside, she's not built for none of this. She's hurting. She feels insecure. She feels low. She don't value herself. Single mom. All these things are going on. So I get it. Listen, I get her pain. I understand. That's why I'm not going to roast her. Because I know deep down inside she's hurting. Let's continue.
In this video, I want to address the fact that a lot of black Americans refuse to identify as American, and they talk bad about America, and they refuse to celebrate a lot of American holidays. They pretty much identify as African. A lot of white people's response is pretty much the same response I have, which is, if you hate America, leave. But do you know that white people are the reason why a lot of black Americans refuse to identify as American? Let me tell you how. When you refer to someone as African American just because they are black, you know what you're doing? You are subconsciously taking their nationality from them. So by you putting African in front of American, don't turn around and question why they refuse to just identify as American. You're placing someone all the way inside of a continent that they've never been to, that they don't know anything about, that they would never even go live in. So when you wonder why black Americans don't just identify as American, remember that white people repeatedly refer to them as African American. It was pushed into their head so much that they actually started to believe they were African.
Now let me ask y'all a question. Did the black folks come together and say, we don't want to be called African American? Did the black folks come together and say, we don't want to be called African American? Now, I just watched the black people get together and tear up the streets for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. So black folks prove they can express themselves. So tell me, what protests took place with black people saying they didn't want to be called African American? Just tell me, somebody, please. Tell me when black folks said we don't want to be called African American. And we all know that black folks didn't start calling themselves African American until after Jesse Jackson. Because MLK was saying black is beautiful. So from MLK to Jesse Jackson, it was another name change. And then before MLK, it was Negro. And you can't name one meeting that black folks had to decide these names. So my question is, if these names weren't decided by black people, why in the world would you accept the names? Why would you accept the names? Now, she called me a self-hating black people. And then she said insecurities. What am I insecure about? Have y'all ever heard me say, I hate the way I look? Have y'all ever once heard me put another race above another race? Have y'all ever seen me do this? Have y'all ever heard me say white people are better? Have y'all ever heard me say this? Have y'all ever heard me say white people are better? Ever? Have I ever said that? Have I ever said I want to be white? Have I ever said I want to date white women? Have I ever put any race above another race? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Most of the people that listen to me, honestly, look like me. If you go through these lives and these even super stickers, most of the folks that listen to me look like me. How is that possible if I'm speaking to white conservatives? Why don't I have a large white conservative audience? Here go her little friend. I noticed you said white people, which is your way of saying white. So I'm white. Oh, she is white, but you're not. Listen. I knew this person was a white. I knew it. I could tell by the language. I noticed you said white people, which is your way of saying white. So I'm white, but you're not black. You are black. Hate it all you like, but you are. Now listen, think about this. A white person on the pro-black person's page is telling me that I'm black. That's the epitome of white privilege. For a white person to tell me something that I'm telling them I'm not. Again, this white person wouldn't do this to a trans person. If that trans person said, call me a she, him, thee, they, she would do it. But if I say I'm not black, this white person has the authority to tell me I'm black. You think I want to be black? I am a child of God, and I am made in God's image and likeness. I don't subscribe to man's view of me. If you check the black box, they're going to put you in one. And ironically, you discover the black box after the plane crashes. God forbid on your deathbed you realize you was never black. God forbid on judgment day you realize you was never black. Imagine a white person telling me that I'm black, whether I like it or not. That's you black. If that ain't white privilege, I don't know what is. Now that's white privilege. I'm telling you I'm not black. I don't identify as black. And you're telling me, oh yeah, you black. You gonna stay black. Sound like Joe Biden on her page, but she pro-black. But she pro-black. Let's continue.
Why don't you just say black? What's so hard about that? A lot of white people say African American to not offend them by saying black. Why is black offensive? What's bad about the word black? Basically, in your mind, black is a bad word. If you called me black, I'm supposed to be offended by it. Why? In your mind, black is bad, not in mine. You're never going to hear me say I'm African American, which I very rarely hear any black person say at all. That's a white people's term.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? If we look up let's look up what the word black means. We got to go all the way back to the Malcolm X movie. Let's just look up what the word black means and let's see if it's a positive word. Now keep in mind, she admitted that white people don't want to offend you. So that means that the average white person is looking out for y'all feelings. So they're not racist now? Based on what she just said, the average white person doesn't want to offend the average black person. So are they still racist? Is that white supremacy? Are they still evil? Are they still wicked? They care about your feelings. Thought they were savage. Oh, they care about how you feel about your name? Oh, okay. Black of the very darkest color owing to the absence of or complete absorption of light. The opposite of white. Pay attention. There is a reason why they said white and black. You see these people right here, right? She can't exist without being opposed to white. So in other words, if white doesn't exist anymore, she doesn't exist. Her whole existence is to counter what white is. This is the Blatrix. This is the psychology behind it. Her existence is, I'm black, you're white. That automatically makes you all polar opposites. That automatically makes you a polar, and there's a reason why. Because there will come a time in American history where the white people and black people are going to have to come together to defend America. These people knew if we don't use propaganda, if we don't get them to hop into this Blatrix, if we don't get them to bow down to social constructs, one day these people will come together and we can't have that. This thing only works through division. This thing only works through division. Now I know she's angry and she feels bad about herself. I know she feels like white folks feel like they're better than her. I know she got all these insecure. I know she do. I can tell. Very angry, blaming white people because black folks wanted to be called African American. Matter of fact, even the courses in college are African American studies. Have you ever seen black folks say, we don't want African American studies, we want black studies? I am Gion. Dang, we supposed to be live today? Shoot. Oh, my bad, Gion. Dang. I was just playing your song too. That's crazy. My bad. Goodness. My bad, Gion. It was for the 8th. I'm tripping. But we've never seen black folks complain about African American studies. They've never said black studies. Never. I'm gonna come on, Gion. My bad. I'm gonna come on there. But anyway, I gotta finish up with her and then Godfrey, and then I'll come on there. But anyway, so she's blaming white people because black people wanted to be called something different. But let's continue.
White people think black is an offensive word, not us. All that black pride, Black Lives Matter. Do you see African American lives matter? No. That's for white people. When you wonder why black Americans do not identify as American, as much as I wish they would as well, you have to blame yourself for repeatedly calling people African American because they are black.
I've heard the term African American and black interchangeably used. You can pull up thousands of videos and white people call people black or African American. The term has become interchangeable. Again, she's not being honest. She wants to be upset about something and she's just picking something. She's just grabbing for the lowest hanging fruit. Matter of fact, the fruit's on the ground and it's rotten. What she's saying is not even true. It's foolish. What she's saying is foolish. It's utter foolishness. White people say black, white people say African American. Black people say black and African American. Look what she's saying. Again, she's double-minded. Her mind is going, it's a chaos in her brain, like a whirlwind. Right, Bree. Why even try? First you say that white people want to spare your feelings. Then you say they getting you upset. I've not heard not one black person complain about being called African American. I have not heard one council meeting. I have not seen one protest. I have not seen anything of black folks saying we want to be called black. I see black and African American interchangeably changed. I've heard Joe Biden say black and African American. I've heard Trump say black and African American. The terms are interchangeable. She literally is on social media saying I hate myself, but she's putting up propaganda. Young lady, ain't nobody white thinking about you. I gotta say that, luring lady. Who are you luring? Ain't nobody white thinking about you. I'm sorry. You waking up every day worried about white folks and they aren't thinking about you at all. When I say at all, I mean at all, ... Let's continue.
As if they cannot be black and just plain and simply American. That's exactly what we are. We're Americans. We're not African a damn thing. Do you refer to yourself as European American? No. You identify as whites, which if that's not offensive, then why is black offensive? You subconsciously view black as a bad thing. You associate the word black with badness. Therefore,
let me ask you all a question. If I did a poll on white people and I said, what would you all rather be called? White or American? what do you think white folks would pick? If I went and polled white people in America, you have a choice. You can be white or American. What do you think white people would pick? Anybody want to stab? Right, Bree. I don't even hear white people call themselves white. When white people are talking, they don't bring up race. Black folks do that. If I polled the whole country of America and I asked white people, would you rather be white or American? I guarantee 95% would say American. Now, if I polled black people and said, do you want to be black or American, what would they pick? If I polled black people and said, what do you want to be, black or American, what would black people pick? They would pick black. What she's saying is just BS and propaganda. But to say I hate myself and I brush my teeth at least twice a day and I floss, to say I hate myself and I take a shower every day, to say I hate myself and I eat sushi for lunch, to say I hate myself and I work out, to say I hate myself and I put chapstick on my lips, all natural, of course. To say I hate myself and I don't do any self-destructive behavior is insanity. To say I hate myself, and I'm going to pray for you, Lady Alluring, luring lady, Lady Alluring, luring lady. To say I hate myself because I don't want to be put in a box that someone else came up with, that someone else can control. Luring lady, you don't control being black. Clearly you don't. You're just giving a whole monologue on how white folks control blackness, even to the point where they got folks to even want to be called African American. You don't control being black. So who are you really mad at? The white folks for doing it, or yourself for falling into the trap? But to say I hate myself is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. It's insane. Nothing about me says I hate myself. Nothing. I love myself. To not love myself would be to go against God, because God made me. So I should love God's creation. So I don't hate myself, luring lady. Of course not. I'm just not black. I know when you're black, you're controlled like you are, young lady. Let's continue.
Or you think it's a bad thing to say. Maybe if you go away with this African American term and let the next generation of black Americans be American, then the future black people would represent America as they should. Remember, your ancestors called them the N-word, and a lot of them started using that stupid N-word against each other. You gotta understand, a lot of them are too stupid to pave their own way. They have to call themselves whatever you tell them they are. And I will end my video at that. In this video,
If you ask me personally, I think that she's off a little bit. She just blamed white people for black people not having any brains. She just blamed white people for black folks being impressionable. This is crazy. But anyway, I'm going to pray for this young lady. Even though she was sneak dissing, talking slick, I did want to address her. And I wish she had came on here. I didn't want to tag her, because if I tag her, she's going to report my page. You know, but I just wish. Thank you, Cam B, for the sticker. Thank you, Keno McLean, for the sticker. You know, and thank you, Angel, for moderating excellently. Thank you so much, Miss Hughes. But I'm going to pray for Luring Lady. But let's get to Godfrey. Enough talking about her, because I got to go on Gion's thing too. But let's get to, hold on, let me hear my boy Chad say this real quick.
There is no such thing as whiteness. There's decency and indecency. When you look at these pictures of black people, you see decency. When you look at how the media portrays black people, you see indecency. There's no such thing as whiteness. There's decency and indecency. When you look at these pictures of black people, you see decency. When you look at how the media portrays black people, you see indecency. There's no such thing as whiteness.
Ray the Moon, they took my badges away. I'm on my YouTube page. I don't even see, yeah, I'm on my YouTube page. But let me get to Godfrey. Let me get to Godfrey.
The heck is a pronoun?
What the heck is a pronoun? Here we go, guys.
Do they know the definition of enemy? I'm gonna tell you the definition of an enemy because I've been reading, man.
I've been reading, man. Yo, wait, pause right there. Pause right there. That
So
motherfucker told a group of white folk, and I've been reading. Yo.
No, you hasn't. No, you hasn't been reading. He said he rents children.
Come on
So
now.
Come on now. He said he rents children,
children
so that he could go to kids' movies.
That's disgusting. The fuck is he talking about?
What he said.
You have to watch them by yourself and you feel like a dirt old man. Like I had to rent the neighbor's kid to go see Jungle Book like a year ago.
I had to
'Cause
rent
my son
the
was
neighbor's
supposed to
kid.
see
Oh, you
Jungle
thought I was
Book. I don't
kidding.
want to look like a weird guy.
Yo.
You thought I was
I
kidding.
had to rent a kid, and they let this fucker get past with that bullshit?
And he almost won.
So you know I got to go in on Godfrey. Let me go through my notes because I wrote some notes down for him. Now Godfrey is very intelligent. He got an academic scholarship to college. He's highly intelligent. So Godfrey knows that Herschel Walker is joking. Now, let's go step by step.
Herschel Walker asks, what the heck is a pronoun?
What the heck is a pronoun? Here we go.
Now, why do you think Herschel Walker would say, what the heck is a pronoun? Context. Black people struggle with context. Why do you think that Herschel Walker would say, what is a pronoun? Maybe, just maybe, he doesn't want to play that game with you all. He, she, them, they, I don't know what a pronoun. Do you understand? That's called wisdom. If I don't know what a pronoun is, I ain't got to play the game with you. I don't know what a pronoun is. All that he, she, they, them, they, that's what he's talking about. Black people struggle with context. This is black folks' Achilles heel. Now, everybody with a brain knows what Herschel Walker is talking about. He's saying the obvious without saying the obvious. I don't know what a pronoun is. I'm not finna play this he, she, they, them. I don't know what that is. But of course, y'all don't get that because people like Godfrey and this guy that he's kikiing with, the guy with high cholesterol across from him, that guy, they're kikiing about something that should be picked up, but they can't because they've already bowed down to the liberal world order. They've already bowed down to the liberal world order. Thank you for the super sticker, sneakerhead.
Guys,
Do they know the definition of enemy? I'm gonna tell you the definition of an enemy because I've been reading, man.
I've been reading, man. Yo, wait, pause right there. Pause right there.
Now, clearly, Herschel Walker is joking. I want y'all to think about how much of a degenerate scumbag these liberals are. They're trying to make this guy like he's a quote unquote, like he's a slave, just because he's a Republican. Do you understand how they were calling Herschel Walker a white supremacist? And you wanted me to believe that black is a real thing, but Herschel Walker can be a white supremacist. It don't even make any sense. I got some notes. To be black is to be controlled. Black people struggle with context. Why? Because focusing on race doesn't require critical thought. You're actually dumbing yourself down and lowering your IQ if you keep on talking about race, because it's the lowest hanging fruit in the yard. It's on the ground and rotten. To judge someone based on how they look is literally the most lowest vibrational thing you can do. Let's keep going.
Motherfucker told a group of white folk, and I've been reading.
Now, why is it a problem that he said it in front of the white people? Pay attention. Pay attention. Why is it a problem that he said it in front of white people? Who are white people to where he can't say that? Who are white people to where he can't say that in front of white people? Tell me. He has to speak different in front of white people? I told y'all. It's called an inferiority complex. All these black liberals have it. Now, Godfrey is surrounded by white folks. I guarantee his lawyer's white, manager white, the women he messed with. I guarantee Godfrey is surrounded by white people. But he will get on a radio show and make fun of Herschel Walker in front of white people. Because the white folks run the shows. So in front of white and Jews run the shows. Why can't Herschel Walker say this in front of white people? Well, I'll tell you why. Because to be black is to be controlled. And when you're in front of white people, shh, you gotta be quiet. Less is better. Speak better, sit up, tuck your shirt in. Don't let these white people look at you and judge the whole race. Don't let these white people look at you and see all the rest of us. You better put your best foot forward. Now, Lizzo can get on stage in front of a crowd full of white people and show both of them ham hocks. And everybody celebrate. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion can be in on stage with a concert crowd full of white people, being sexually explicit, showing everything, and it's okay. These rappers can get on stage in front of a crowd full of white people and curse, use the N-word, degrade black women, degrade black men, degrade black family, and nobody say a word. But because Herschel Walker said he's been reading, which y'all hate to do, black folks, all of a sudden now he's making black folks look bad. I see black folks do the most egregious things in front of white people, and nothing is said. But as soon as Herschel Walker or someone that's not on that Democratic plantation says anything in front of white people, now all of a sudden they're a slave or a sellout. It is disgustingly hypocritical. It's disgustingly hypocritical. Just like luring ladies saying, I prefer a handsome white guy, but I'm pro-black. I prefer a handsome white guy, but I'm pro-black. Cornel West is pro-black, but he got a white woman. Kamala Harris is pro-black, but she got a Jewish husband. Serena Williams is pro-black, but she got a white guy. All these folks say they're pro-black, but somehow when it comes time to get in that bed and get naked, it's somebody white. Don Lemon is pro-black, but he getting plugged up by a white guy. Black folks do some of the most egregious things. Amber Rose had a slut walk in front of millions of white folks in LA, and nobody said nothing. Herschel Walker said he's reading and he's joking, and it's a problem. These black and white liberals are disgusting. They have no character whatsoever. They are disgusting. Godfrey. Let me go to my notes. Godfrey is Nigerian and he's educated, but he panders to black culture. It's a way for him to prove his blackness. He's not married, and it's because he clashes culturally with black women in America. That's why. I know he dates white women, but he can't marry them. Because if he put on this facade of pro-blackness, he would lose everything. Hold on one second, y'all. And I gotta go, y'all. I'm so sorry. Dang. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. But I got a few questions for Godfrey. Where was Godfrey during the mandates? Thank you, Bree Bree, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Where was Godfrey during the mandates? Where was Godfrey when black folks were losing their jobs because they didn't want to get the snake bite? Where was Godfrey when Joe Biden was mandating the snake bite? Where was Godfrey? Oh, he got the snake bite. He kept doing comedy. He kept traveling. So Godfrey been sold out. Don't think he hasn't sold out. Have you ever heard Godfrey talk this bad about Joe Biden? The author of the crime bill? The one that said you ain't black, you don't vote for me? Have you ever heard Godfrey talk about BLM, the biggest scam in history? Have you ever heard Godfrey be this critical of the folks in charge of this country right now as it's going down in flames? Of course you haven't. Of course you haven't. He is a liberal puppet. He's talking about Herschel Walker being creepy. Herschel Walker said he rented the kids to go see a children's movie. He didn't want to be the creepy old guy in a movie theater with a bunch of kids watching Jungle Book. He's making a joke. He took the neighbor's kids to go see Jungle Book. He's joking. But Godfrey, where were you last in 2020, 2021 with the mandates? Joe Biden been sniffing and kissing on kids and grabbing them, taking showers with his daughter. She's a teenager, taking showers with her. And you ain't even mentioned it. I don't respect these liberals. They're double-minded. They're wicked. They don't have a backbone. They're cowardly. Joe Biden done all kind of creepy. They even call him Creepy Sleepy Joe. And you ain't said nothing about him. It's disgusting. How about the Great Reset? Has he mentioned that? Has he mentioned the Great Reset? Has he mentioned Klaus Schwab? Has he mentioned Bill Gates? Tell me, what has Godfrey offered black people besides jokes? You mean to tell me Godfrey been doing comedy for the past 3 years and he ain't prepared black folks for nothing? Not the Great Reset, not this digital currency, not these smart cities, not this climate change coming, not this American takeover. He ain't prepared black folks for nothing. The studies say by 2053, there will be zero wealth in the black community. Godfrey ain't mentioned none of this. All he can do is talk about folks that white liberals tell him to talk about. Standing in line, getting that jab. And I know he got the jab. I know he got the jab living in New York. I know he got the jab. He's from Chicago, another liberal cesspool, but he lives in New York, the liberal cesspool. Second being Los Angeles, third being Chicago. He would only stay in these liberal cesspools. Let's play it again.
Herschel Walker asks, what the heck is a pronoun?
What the heck is a pronoun? Here we go, guys.
Do they know the definition of enemy? I'm gonna tell you the definition of an enemy because I've been reading, man.
I've been reading, man. Yo, wait, pause right there. Pause right there. That motherfucker told a group of white folk,
And I've been reading.
yo.
No, you hasn't. No, you hasn't been reading. He said he rents children.
Come on
So
now.
come on now. He said he rents children.
And these guys know he's joking. Like these disgusting men know he's joking. Like they're all contextual jokes. They know he's joking. But to make him look bad, to make black folks not be conservative, to shame black folks to the Democratic Party, they got to tell him he's all these things, including the white supremacists. It's disgusting. But let's continue.
Children?
So that he could go to kids' movies.
That's disgusting. The fuck is he talking about?
What he said.
To watch them by yourself and you feel like a dirty old man. Like I had to rent the neighbor's kid to go see Jungle Book like a year ago.
I had to rent
My son
the
was
neighbor's
going to see
kid.
Oh, you thought I was
Jungle Book. I
kidding.
don't look like a weird guy.
Yo.
You thought I was
I
kidding.
had to rent a kid, and they let this fucker get past with that bullshit?
And he almost won.
Herschel
This is why I'm so critical of black people. Because even when they know what's right to do, culturally, they do wrong. Because the cultures, the problem is that black people are fighting two things. They're fighting being who they're supposed to be, and they're fighting black culture. And they usually lose to black culture because the machine itself supports black culture. The media, TV, so everything supports black culture. Nothing in this society supports a black person being conservative, not with this man. It doesn't. Oh, I'll be heading to Gion's page. I'm sorry, you all. I was supposed to go live with Gion. I apologize. Oh, I don't know how I messed that up. And ironically, I was playing his music too. That's what's crazy. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. But I promise, I can't even come back tomorrow. Shoot. I'm gonna come back on Friday, y'all. I'm sorry. Right, Kaia. A comedian that don't understand sarcasm. Like, since when? Right. Licking Vlad's boots. Thank you, Shantae. I will be on Instagram, y'all. I'm going to Gion's page right now. Hold on, Gion, he's done. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, no, hold on, y'all. Hold on, let me see. No, I think let me see. Oh, he's off. Listen, man. It's one of them stink bugs, y'all. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stay on, y'all. I'm gonna stay on. Listen, Gion, my bad. I'm staying on. He's not live anymore. I owe Gion, y'all. I gotta make it up to him. I'm sorry. Instagram is down. Listen, Gion, I owe you. My bad. I apologize. Whenever you want to go live, let me know. We can go live tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Friday, we can go live. Saturday. Yeah, Gion's on here right now. Gion is the guy I was playing his music earlier. I was playing your song High Up, actually, ironically. I was supposed to be going live with you. Man, that was the Holy Spirit. But anyway, so I'm staying on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm staying on. Yeah, Gion Mosley, yes. I'm staying on. Well, I'm staying on today, but next time we go live, he and I another day when he picks, we'll be on IG going live. Thank you, Angela, for linking him, putting his link tree in here. And thank you again, Bree, for the super sticker. Somebody on IG and YouTube is messing up. Thank you, J.A., for the super sticker. Listen, man, I love that song, man. All right, Gion, you got me. What's up, Che? Che and I are going live. Well, we're not going live, but we're going to be doing our thing tomorrow. I think at 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me get back on this. Let me get back. So anyway, so Godfrey is basically calling Herschel Walker a sellout. And the irony, and Kaya said it, that Godfrey is a comedian, but he doesn't understand sarcasm. Like, it's just foolish. Like, these people are so disingenuous. Like, listen, this stuff only works under the guise of this social manipulation. It doesn't work in any other, like I said earlier, if a black cat walks by and a person says that cat is brown, people will think that person is crazy. But if I walk by and somebody says he's black, people agree. Clearly, my skin is not black. So that means being black has nothing to do with skin color. So if black isn't skin color, then what is it? Because white isn't even skin color. Everybody is a shade of brown, except albinos. And they even look pinkish. But most folks are a shade of brown. Okay, now let's go to the Capitol.
I was watching Fox News last night because apparently I hate my life. But I learned something. You know how the whole world remembers January 6th as the day a bunch of violent Trump fans stormed into the Capitol? Well, according to Fox News, we just got the footage wrong.
Fox News host Tucker Carlson aired the first clips of the unseen January 6th surveillance footage given to him by Speaker Kevin McCarthy. On his show last night, he said the insurrection was mostly peaceful chaos, adding that the people who forced themselves into the Capitol weren't, quote, insurrectionists, they were sightseers.
We're going to get inside with footage that shows you what was actually happening inside the Capitol. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the Speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol.
Sightseeing my black ass. If you have to punch a cop on your way in, you're not sightseeing. You fight seeing.
You know what's dangerous about what they're doing? Is they're showing you the footage. Like, keep in mind, this isn't Tucker Carlson's personal camera. This isn't Fox News personal camera. This is actual footage from the probably 700 cameras that are at the Capitol. So Marlon Sellout Wayans is on here and showing you the people not doing nothing, but telling you they're violent. He can't show you somebody punching a cop. He's just telling it to you. Think about this. Think about how dangerous it is for you all to see something and then somebody can tell you the opposite and you believe what they're saying versus what you're seeing. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Everybody knows the House press secretary, the White House press secretary, she said that January 6th was worse than the Civil War. What the fuck? What? 1 million people died in the Civil War. Do you understand how dangerous it is for half of the country to agree with this madness? For these folks to see you in your yard gardening and they're telling them that you're building a bomb? Right, Gator. We saw cops waving them in. We saw politicians opening back doors up. You didn't see not one cop get punched. And the police officers that died, they all died away from the scene due to suicide and heart attacks, away from the incident. The only person that died ironically there was a white woman, ironically. This is crazy. Imagine you're in your garden gardening and they're saying, look at this person building something to take over the government. And you're sitting there digging up roots. These people are walking in single file lines in the Capitol. Y'all do know that the Capitol has visiting hours, right? What's up, Dollface? Y'all do know that the Capitol has visiting hours. How do you perform an insurrection on a place that's open to the freaking public? Let's continue.
All Tucker Carlson proved is that you can make anything look better by not showing the bad part. How come they never show 9/11 planes taking off? In a way, some of this footage is even more disturbing. Like, there was this guy at the riot who was just cleaning shit up. That's a straight up psychopath. I bet this guy goes to the orgies and does Wordle. Guys, I got it. I got it in 4 guesses. Come on, guys, stop f***ing each other. Put your dick away. It's grape.
He's not even funny, though. Like, is it a laugh track? Like, he's not funny. He's not funny. He is not funny at all. Which is crazy. Thank you again, Angel Hughes, for moderating. Okay. Yeah, he corny. Like, it's super corny. But let's go to Chris Rock. Yeah, that fake laugh. Like it's not funny though. Like, everybody knows, like, you can't, like, if it's an insurrection, there should be no footage of anybody picking stuff up. There should be no footage of folks walking in single file. Like, if it's a true insurrection, there should be folks running in pandemonium and sheer chaos, and it's not. But he's showing you the video and then talking over it as if what you're seeing isn't true. Like it's somehow Tucker Carlson's footage. It's insane. Right. Eskaneen. I'm going to just say Miss 13. Miss 13, when they say democracy, they mean communism. Exactly. That's exactly what they mean. Let's go to Chris Rock. Everybody's so hype about Chris Rock. I'm like, the Chris Rock slap was still fake. That don't change nothing. The Chris...
Will Smith practices selective outrage. Practices selective outrage. Because everybody knows what the fuck happened. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that shit. I didn't have any entanglements. I did not have an entanglement.
Now imagine everybody falling for January 6th. Now think about it. There's been a sequence of nonstop fake events since 2020. Since the Peter pandemic, it's been fake event after fake event after false flag and I keep telling you all that the devil deals with illusion. That means the devil's not going to actually do it because he can't. Because if he really did it, then your response, you couldn't be judged for it. So what the devil does, the devil gives you the illusion and then you act on it. That's what breaches the contract. So the Chris Rock, Will Smith fiasco was fake. I guarantee they're going to end up being friends. It was fake. Now imagine somebody falling for the Will Smith slap, which is fake, and then they see Project Bluebeam in the sky. What's going to happen? Imagine people falling for January 6th and then look in the sky and see Project Bluebeam. What is going to happen? Or George Floyd, whatever psyop y'all want to pick. Imagine these psyops. What do you think is going to happen when these people see Project Bluebeam? Come on. Oh, I'm freezing. That's right. B folks don't have a chance. If these folks are falling for the Will Smith slap, how will they reject Project Bluebeam? So just imagine everybody that's falling for this stuff, you're going to be the only person in your building, in your neighborhood, in your complex, in your subdivision, at your job. You're going to be the only person that realizes it's all fake. Chinese balloon floating around. Chinese balloon invading U.S. airspace and it don't get shot down. If I go up in the sky right now and fly in certain areas in a crop duster, they're going to shoot a missile at me. How does this balloon get to float around the whole United States? It's stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
For people that don't know, and everybody knows, Will Smith and his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? that we all been cheated on. Everybody in here has been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. They're like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel? Why the fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world calls him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He didn't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch. Fucking Charlemagne called him a bitch. The Breakfast Club called him a bitch. And The View and The Talk and every rapper and fucking the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch.
Yeah, man. Again, what are people going to do with Project Bluebeam? What are people going to do with Project Bluebeam? If they can't determine that this Will Smith slap was fake, it's over. And then the fact that Chris Walker's doing a stand-up behind it gives it more validity. All these woke comedians, entertainers, they're not funny. They're not good anymore. Because you can't be woke and be funny because it isn't authentic. That's why Marlon sounds so trash. That's why Chris Rock ain't that funny no more. Dave Chappelle ain't that funny no more. Because you can't go woke and be funny because it's not from a genuine place. It's not genuine. Yeah, they pressing that laugh button. Ain't nobody... Marlon Wayne's skit was horrendous. Yeah, he's a total... It's just disgusting, man. But people wonder why I go so hard against black, because blackness doesn't have any qualifiers. So a white person is not going to get by with white people just because they're white. An Asian person isn't getting by with Asian folk just because they're Asian. Or Hispanic getting by with Hispanic. But black can get by simply by being black. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. For someone to say, I look like you, give me your life. That's dangerous. It's dangerous. That's why I go so hard against blackness, because blackness is a cover for everything. Mayor Beetlefoot Light Juice just said she wasn't mayor because of racism. And folks believe it. Not because of her hairline, not because of them dark rings under her eyes, not because she literally destroyed Chicago even worse than it was. None of that. But because she's black. It's crazy. And she's pro-black, but got a white. Is that a man or a woman? She pro-black but got a white husband. I don't know how that even works, but she pro-black and got a white husband. All these pro-black people got a white significant other. All of them. They all got somebody white in the bedroom. All that biggity black, I'm biggity black daddy, all that stuff ends in the bedroom. That's when you know somebody's true-hearted. Now guess what? I would say, love who you want to love. Be with who you want to be with. But you can't be pro-black and have a white spouse. That's an oxymoron. You can just live your life and have a white spouse, but you can't be pro-black and do it. Because pro-black means you're pro-black everything. Not pro... If that was the case, you should be called semi-black. Not pro, semi-pro-black. Selective black. But you can't say you pro-black, because pro-black means all black everything. Well, you said white wife, but if you look at her, Kiko, it's like a man. I'm sorry. If you look at Mayor Beetlefoot Light Juice's spouse looked like a white man, a tall white man, like a basketball coach. Right. How did she become mayor in the first place? I just don't like the deception. I don't like anybody being deceived. I don't like anyone being deceived.
Police officer.
No, the pigs, because the institution they support is inherently racist and profiles black and brown Americans especially, throws them into jail, which is a continuation of the slave trade, essentially. People are working in prisons for less than minimum wage, making pennies and dimes, and it's unfair. And that.
Imagine living in a world where somebody gets to break the law and you want them to get paid minimum wage. Imagine living in the world and people want folks that break the law to go to prison and make money.
That's what you contribute to if you're a cop.
My question to you is, I disagree with you on...
Yeah, I bet you do,
what?
White boy.
That's a bit racist.
Oh my God, no, you're one of those. How can you be racist against... And I'm also half white, so like, how can I be racist against you?
You see what I mean? And I think the other girl, luring lady, might have been biracial too. But this is what I mean. You see what she just did? You see what she just did? When she got called out for being racist, and I'm going to say this right now. A black person has more racial leverage than a white person does. If a black person like her, if she walks into a room and says that person is racist, everybody's going to believe her. If this young lady accuses someone of being racist, everybody's going to believe her. She has all the social leverage. She just said, how can I be racist if I'm half white? Now she's half white. 2 seconds ago, she was pro-bliggity black. Now she's half white. And I guarantee she dates white guys. All these pro-black, I'm telling y'all, all these pro-black people, they all go to white because at the core of their existence is an inferiority complex. How you come on this man's show and call him a white boy? Not even a white man. White, that's demeaning. If he called her a black girl, she's up and she's going crazy. White boy.
You don't think you can be racist towards someone who's white?
No, I don't, because you've never experienced racism in history.
That was the dumbest answer I've ever heard in my life. That was the stupidest answer I ever heard in my life. I can't be racist towards you because you've never experienced racism. I can't be nice to you because no one's ever been nice to you before. What? Black girl magic, black girl logic. I can't help you out because no one has ever helped you before. What? I can't be racist towards you because you've never experienced racism before. That is the dumbest. Listen, we can already see the end of the world is coming because her generation is going to be in charge. It's over. This next generation, I don't know what you call them, it's over. It's a wrap. Zero resistance, great reset, world, new world, they eat it all up. That don't make any sense at all.
White people haven't experienced racism.
One of the experiences.
What's your definition of racism?
I'd say basically like the persecution in any type of way that leads to the downfall of just like someone's life.
So, yes, Khalil, I did watch JJ Redick and oh God, I did watch it, and we can watch it. But she just described, she said the persecution of someone leading to the downfall of their life. That anybody could do that. Anybody can persecute somebody and lead to the downfall of their life. I mean, that's not. The next generation is doomed. It's over. It's over. It's a wrap. Let me try to find it. And honestly, I don't fool with any one of these. I don't fool with neither one of them. Cause they both not too bright in my opinion. Right, Angel. But think about it. Think about a black-only space. So let me ask you all a question. What does a black-only space look like on Monday, and how does it look like? What is it like on Sunday? All these listen, and I know black folks. Black folks gonna say we want our own this, and this. They're gonna get it, and you're gonna visit in about 6 months. It's gonna be all tore up and destroyed, and they're gonna blame white people for it. Right, Destro. He's super woke.
To you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is.
Man, I get so tired of this pandering. Man, just say what you gotta say. Just say what you gotta say. All this, I respect the show. I don't respect Stephen A. Smith nor Kendrick. I don't respect neither one of y'all. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I gotta sit there and pander to y'all. This is a great show. No. Y'all suck and the show sucks. How about that? Y'all want real controversy? Y'all suck and the show sucks. Why we gotta keep playing with y'all?
Galatians 2:9.
But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did.
On First Take, fireworks flew with J.J. Redick, Stephen A. Smith, and Kendrick Perkins.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you.
Now, y'all think Kendrick Perkins is a good representation for black people. Y'all think that Stephen A. Smith represents black folks so well. What y'all think? Two clowns on TV. Kendrick Perkins literally said that Jokic is maybe getting his third MVP in a row because white fans want to see a white MVP. And he even doubled down and he said, because there's only been 3 players that haven't been top 10 in scoring, they got MVPs. And that was Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, and Jokic, which makes it racist. Do you see how soft the black man is? Imagine complaining about how fans vote, and the fans been voting this entire time. Do you understand what's happening? Do you understand what's happening? These people are just making stuff racial. They just making stuff racial. Like, basketball been around for 100 years. And now the fans are racist in 2023? Yeah, Destro. Sound like somebody drunk uncle. I just say that. All I hear is high cholesterol. I hear the pitter-patter of diabetes. I hear the slither of heart disease. I hear the tiptoeing of arthritis. I didn't say that. Neck bones, cornbread, cabbage, ham hocks, red beans and rice, lima beans, pork chops, fried, rice and gravy. Let's continue.
You implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated it's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
In turn, Perkins erupted at Redick for what JJ felt was valid criticism of Kendrick's previous comments. Basically, here's what happened. Perkins accused Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic of stat padding. Thus, Redick went on First Take and was asked about Perkins's so-called stat padding argument.
And the best argument I can make of why this is such a ludicrous statement, they're 23-0 when he has a triple-double. Going back to last year, they've won 28 games in a row when he has a triple-double.
You want a slap box? At least allow me to be on TV, to be able to throw my jabs and, my uppercuts.
Perkins didn't appreciate the comments and demanded they air it out on TV together.
You want to throw jabs and uppercuts? At least let me get mine on. What are you talking about, man? So Russell Westbrook wasn't stat padding? I saw Russell Westbrook, when he was getting triple doubles, he was taking rebounds from his own teammates. LeBron James built an entire career off of stat padding. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James stat padded for years. LeBron James still stat padding. But now you mad because Jokic is doing it? Even if he is doing it, so what? So what? All these players be stat padded. So what? Let me at him. Let's continue.
When I look at JJ and I hear him talk, because he's so big in analytics and he's a historian when it comes down to diving in deep and going back into history and talking about the evolution of the game, why didn't he never bring up this in particular subject? When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
Perkins was accusing the NBA and NBA media of racial bias in MVP voting. Thus, it set the scene for what we saw to open.
How weak do you have to be to accuse the NBA of being racist? The NBA is 75% or better the NBA is 75% black. African American, or Moorish, Israelite, indigenous, ADOS, BIPOC, whatever you want to pick. The NBA is 75% or better. And he's calling the NBA racist. That don't even make any sense. In what world am I living in? In what? Okay, I got a stat for y'all. How much you want to bet that Kendrick, that I ain't even gonna look it up. How much you want to bet that when Steve Nash won MVP, not top 10 in scoring, when Dirk Nowitzki won, not top 10 in scoring, and when Jokic won, not top 10 in scoring, how much you want to bet their teams were one of at least the top 3 in the NBA based on record? How much you want to bet the teams were either first in the NBA, second or third, at worst third? How much you want to bet? Right now, Denver is first in the West. How much you want to bet that when the players got MVPs, not being in top 10 in scoring, their teams were in the top of the NBA? Now, everybody wanted Kobe Bryant to get that MVP. They said Steve Nash shouldn't have gotten 2 in a row. But my boy Kenny tonight told me, and I'm around a group of guys that are basketball, not only historians, but fanatics. I'm around real hoopers. He said that Steve Nash won MVP. Phoenix had the best record. Then the next year, he lost his only other All-Star, which was Amari Stoudemire, and repeated the same thing. So Steve Nash went back again with the best record in the NBA, or top 2 in the NBA, without his other star player or / leading scorer. And Steve Nash was shooting 90 from the free throw line, 50 from the field, and 40 from 3. All I'm saying is that black people struggle with context. Kendrick Perkins is having a cholesterol outburst. He's having a diabetic debate. He's having a trans fat conversation. But what he's not doing is speaking in context. No context. Let's continue.
Up this piece.
One thing we've learned from that is we can actually track which players create good shots for their teammates. And Nikola Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. So if you watch them play, Perk.
During the segment, Reddick goes through how the numbers show Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. In response, Perk pretends to be bored, closes his eyes, and pretends to fall asleep as well.
This idea that Dirk and Steve Nash.
I'm gonna say this to the commentator. Perk didn't pretend to fall asleep. He literally is suffering from the itis. I can tell because he's sweating. He done ate a whole few plates of something. Some heavy in cholesterol and starch and fat. He done ate something. He ain't playing sleep. He really is falling asleep. Trust me. Perkins is hot. He ready to lay down. Trust me. So he ain't faking. But let's continue.
Nash were favored to win the MVP because they're white. First of all, you stop short at 1990. That was your cutoff point for players to win MVP not in the top 10 in points per game, which is a stupid stat to judge MVP on. This isn't middle school. 1990, Magic won it. In 89, Magic won it. 87, Magic won it. 87, he was 10th. 89, he was 15th. 90, he was 18th. Okay?
Listen, I don't fool with Reddick. Thank you, Jahan. The Suns were number 1 in the West, and they were 62-20 the first year he won. And I venture to say that was the best record in the NBA. I'd venture to say that was the best record in the NBA. But my point is, I don't fool with Reddick. But what Reddick is doing that I like is context. He's giving context. Perk has already lost this art debate because he's ready to go to sleep anyway. So Perk is already ready to lay down. So he already lost. He lost anyway. Because it's hard digesting them soul food plates. So he already about to go to sleep. But Reddick is providing context. Thank you. Hold on. Nash averaged 15 points, 11 assists, but what was the team record? I always measure it like this, right? Look at Steve Nash's team and tell me who was great on his team. Besides Amari Stoudemire, who was great, which he lost the next year he got it. Who was great? Context matters.
We judge MVP year to year.
It was just a strange thing. It was just a strange.
But why did you cut it off at 1990 though? Because that was convenient. That was convenient.
I'm just saying. Hold on, time out. It was just a strange thing that it just happened. It was just a strange thing in 2006 when Kobe averaged 31. When he was playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker.
And what was the record that year? 42 and 40. They were 42 and 40.
So
let him speak. He's the most valuable player.
They made the playoffs with that roster. You take Kobe off that team, they probably win 8 games. Okay, so let's make that very, very clear. When it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others. I know that stat. If you want to talk about advanced stat, I do know that one.
Which led to this quote, as displayed on your screen, where JJ
My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. Redick is about 6'3" or 6'4". But anyway, but the argument is that the fans are racist. So for the fans not to be racist, they have to vote like just. Has who suffered concussions? Reddit? I don't think so. I don't think so.
JJ Redick went over Kendrick Perkins' implications, which of course the former does not agree with. How about Redick pulling back the curtain on First Take while...
Thank you, A. Reed. I thought the NBA media voted. I did. I thought the NBA media voted on who's going to be MVP. That's what I thought. I don't understand how it's the random white American citizen voting now. What's up, Sun God? I thought it was the media too that voted.
On air for First Take, condemning the show for pushing false narratives. We all understand the performative and theatrical aspect of First Take and other daily debate shows, but a panelist calling it out in real time is rather brazen. Perkins, however, maintained that he wasn't pushing a hot take, stating, "This is how a lot of former African-American players have been feeling for decades now." Above the original video, fellow sports media member Chris Williamson would write, "Racial bias definitely exists in the NBA and other leagues when it comes to how players are covered. Can't just dismiss that." Directed, of course, at JJ Redick. The always insightful Bomani Jones would weigh in. Before Nash won his MVP, as I recall, the biggest voice to question whether race played a role in his candidacy was Bill Simmons. My old buddy Dan, as in Levitard, made the same point and caught hell from colleagues. He goes on, "I mentioned that to say how white dudes receive white ball players can be a weird thing to untangle. Nobody patronizes white hoopers more than white dudes, but when they're excellent, well, that's a little different. It can sometimes go too far. When things get dissonant and it sounds like white people are going a little far to hype up a white dude, well, yeah, some people are going to wonder what's going on. It wouldn't be an unfair question to ask."
I'll be the biggest smile anybody ever sees, anytime, all the time.
Look how disgusting these men are. Bomani is black. I told you all, and I mean what I said. Black men, for the most part, are not fit to lead because they always have an excuse. They always have an excuse. Imagine you thinking that white people are overhyping a two-time MVP. Larry Bird won MVP 3 years in a row. Was it racist then? These men are a part of a machine. And she just said it. LL Baby 101, agents of chaos. And that's what they are. Agents of chaos. That's all. But listen, you all, I'm still going to come back on Friday. I'm going to come back on Friday to unpack some more stuff. But I thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. And I thank y'all so much. And I need for these men to just stop being weak. We're in an era. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me play one. Hold on. Let me play this video. Hold up. I got one more video, y'all. I'm sorry, I got one more video. I got one more video that made me feel good to see it. I felt good watching this video. And I hope I can find it. Shoot. It was a standoff, and it was beautiful. But man, can I find it? Shoot.
Come here and say more.
Shoot. I'm trying to find this real quick. Shoot. It was a clip. It was an old news clip. And it was beautiful because No, that ain't it. I think it was. And I know I say this clip, y'all. I know I did. Oh, it was a good clip. Oh, I can't find it. It was so good. It was so good, y'all.
Back to the mic. $300 and $400 a month of water bill? Right. And why are you yelling? Why are you yelling?
That's a good one too, but that ain't it though. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Where is that clip? Where is that clip? Oh, I found it, y'all. Oh, I found it.
My water bill.
Oh, yeah.
What did I tell you?
Said you didn't have the money. But your water's still on, isn't it?
Now, that was my fucking answer to you.
But I don't think everybody has that luxury of having their water
Tough
maintained.
shit. Okay, now, one of these days you're gonna corner me and I'm gonna kick your ass. Now, keep fucking with me, okay? Now, I'm telling you, keep fucking with me.
You're not the only one, George.
I'm not talking about anybody else but you. Now, I gave you a goddamn answer.
And I asked you a follow-up question.
I gave you a fucking answer. Now, one of these days, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And it might be this goddamn one. Now, you got your fucking answer. Now, get out of my goddamn face.
Thank you.
Okay. I ain't bullshitting with you. Now, I'll take that fucking camera and wrap it around your goddamn head. Now, one of these days, you're gonna grab me with the wrong fucking minute. Now, I gave you my fucking answer, okay?
Okay.
We gotta meet. Now, I ain't bullshitting with you. We gotta meet. Now, you scared him, but I'll kick your goddamn ass, boy. I ain't bullshitting with you. Son of a bitch. Now, you hang around with me if you want. Now, you think I'm bullshitting?
You know why I like that clip? I like this clip. Let me play it again.
You asked me about my water bill. What did I tell you?
Said you didn't have the money. But your water's still on, isn't it?
Now, that was my fucking answer to you.
But I don't think everybody has that luxury of having their water
Tough
maintained.
shit. Okay, now, one of these days you're gonna corner me and I'm gonna kick your ass. Now, keep fucking with me, okay? Now, I'm telling you, keep fucking with me.
You're not the only one, George.
I'm not talking about anybody else but you. Now,
I want y'all to notice how he didn't mention race. He didn't mention race. Notice this is two men. This is probably back in the time period. City Council member George Forbes talking about his water bill. This is Cleveland. So this is either the late 70s, early 80s, and might be early 80s, might be in the 80s. But this is two real men having a standoff. Neither one of them backing down. No racial slurs, no none of that, no white privilege, just two men having a standoff. He said, you say you can't pay your water bill, but your water's still on. So I just love the interaction because this is how it used to be. Two men, disagreement, nobody backing down, no white privilege, no black, I'm a victim, no, none of that. Just two men, reporter, I got to get the story. City council member George Forbes, I'm tired of you. Let's go. This is when it was real back then. It was real back then. Not now. It's all you got Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick. That's all fake. It's all processed food, GMOs. This one it was real. It was grits. It was eggs. It was eggs. It was scrambled eggs. It was bacon, not even turkey bacon. It was scrambled eggs. It was that butcher bacon, that thick bacon. It was some grits with no sugar, salt and pepper and butter on the grits, and you mix your scrambled eggs with your grits. It might have been some biscuits. You're gonna dip your biscuits in some syrup. That's what this was back then. This was that right here. Listen again.
You asked me about my water bill. What did I tell you?
Said you didn't have the money. But your water's still on, isn't it?
Now, that was my fucking answer to you.
But I don't think everybody has that luxury of having their water
Tough
maintained.
shit. Okay, now, one of these days you're gonna corner me and I'm gonna kick your ass. Now, keep fucking with me, okay? Now, I'm telling you, keep fucking with me.
You're not the only one, George.
I'm not talking about anybody else but you.
That Sanka coffee. You remember that Sanka? They had that Folgers. Listen, we can go back, but that's what this era is when it was real. It was like a hamburger was really a hamburger. It wasn't that McDonald's patty that you could leave in and then it'd be still here in 26, 23, it'll still be here. It was real hamburgers, real French fries, real food, you know. Thank you, Angel, so much. Thank you so much, Angel, for doing an awesome job. Y'all give Angel a follow, a like, a hug, everything. We love you, Angel. Thank you so much.
Now, I gave you asked me about my water bill. What did I tell you?
Said you didn't have the money. But your water's still on, isn't it?
Now, that was my fucking answer to you.
But I don't think everybody has that luxury of having their water
Tough
maintained.
shit. Okay, now, one of these days you're gonna corner me and I'm gonna kick your ass. Now, keep fucking with me, okay? Now, I'm telling you, keep fucking with me.
You're not the only one, George.
I'm not talking about anybody else but you. Now, I gave you a goddamn answer.
And I asked you a follow-up question.
I gave you a fucking answer. Now, one of these days I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
See, back then, white guys would love to get punched for the ratings. Like, this dude loves his job. Like, he knows if he gets hit by this council member, it's a big thing. So he ain't, like, he's not backing down from this, because him getting into a fight with this guy will boost his career, because back then, it was real. Back then, it was real. So he gonna stand there. He don't want to back down. Back then, those white guys used to love to get hit. They loved it for the show. They loved it. They sacrificed their face, their body. That's when it was real.
And it might be this goddamn one. Now, you got your fucking answer. Now, get out of my goddamn face.
Thank you.
I ain't...
Look, he don't want to listen to me. See, now he would be liberal, and the black guy would be calling them white supremacists and racists and be crying and slanging. It's just been a bad... He'd been apologizing. I'm not racist. Listen, this is real. That guy said, I'm asking you the questions. It ain't fair to everybody else. You can't pay your water bill, but your water's still on. These other folks' water can't pay their water, but their water's off. And he's right. Cleveland is mostly black at this time. Definitely at this time, Cleveland is mostly black. Them folks getting their water cut off because they can't pay their bill, but your water's on. And the council member don't care. He said he don't care. Care about your water being off?
Bullshitting with you. Now, I'll take that fucking camera and wrap it around your goddamn head. Now, one of these days, you're going to grab me with the wrong fucking...
Listen, you talk about he want to smoke. You think he don't want to smoke? You think this white guy right here don't want to smoke? He ain't even moving. This man done threatened him about 5 times. He ain't going, I need it for my career. I need that for my career. Didn't nobody even intervene.
No, I gave you my fucking answer, okay? Okay.
We got to
be.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
We got to be. Now, you scared him, but I'll kick your goddamn ass, boy. I ain't bullshitting with you. Son of a bitch. Now, you hang around with me if you want. Now, you think I'm bullshit?
Listen, he wanted all the smoke. I'm going to tell y'all something now. Them white guys that wore them trench coats like that, they kept like a little 22 on them. Listen, this is a different time period back then. It's a different time period. This is a real white guy. This ain't no hybrid liberal. This ain't no it's metrosexual. This ain't none of that. That's a real white guy. That's a real white guy. Like, he got a knife in his boot. He got one of them 3/4 length, them 3/4 shoe with a heel on it. When he zip it up, he got a knife in there. Got a little 22 on him. Trust me. Got a bat in the trunk. This is a real white person, right? This ain't no hybrid. This is the real thing right here. Right, they're like Ron Burgundy. Listen. And will take a punch. And give some out too. He the type of guy, he'll get punched and have the mic reporting as he fighting. I'm telling you, this was real back then. It was real. It's real.
You asked me about my water bill. What did I tell you?
Said you didn't have the money. But your water's still on, isn't it?
Now, that was my fucking answer to you.
But I don't think everybody has that luxury of having their water
tough
maintained.
shit. Okay, now.
Now, the councilmen don't even care that the other people's water's getting cut off and he got his water on. He don't care at all. He don't care about the people. You see this, right? He don't care. He mad at this reporter over the people not having any water. And the reporter's asking him the right questions. How is your water on and you ain't paid your bill? Now he mad at the reporter for calling him out on his privilege. Shh. It's privilege to be able to not pay your bill and have your water stay on. Shh, that's called privilege. Way back then. I bet y'all won't look up when George Forbes was a council member to see black privilege way back then.
Corner, man, I'm gonna kick your ass. Now keep fucking with me, okay? Now I'm telling you, keep fucking with me.
You're not the only one, George.
I'm not talking about anybody else but you. Now I gave you a goddamn answer.
And I asked you a follow-up question.
He said, I gave you an answer, and he said, I asked you a follow-up question. Like, listen, man, listen. I love this interaction because it's real. It's real. These are two men having a standoff. Two men. Ain't no color involved. Ain't no race involved. Ain't no nothing involved. This is two men. Why ain't you paid the water bill? I want to fight you. It's two men having a standoff. This is what it looks like. All this woke mess now is out of control. And I like this Ron Burgundy. This the real Ron Burgundy right here. He ain't Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell would have been ran off scared. This ain't Will Ferrell. He more like Al Bundy.
Fucking answer now. One of these days I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And it might be this goddamn one. Now you got your fucking answer. Now get out of my goddamn face.
Thank you.
You know what? Listen, man. You know it's real? Because no self-respecting man wants to leave like that. You ain't finna just run me off the block. You got to get me off the block. You ain't finna just run me off with no finger wagging. You got to put me out the building. I ain't leaving. That's why he don't want to leave, because he's a real man. Ain't no real man finna just take that. It's just his spirit will let him do it. His spirit will not let him do it.
I ain't bullshitting with you. Now I'll take that fucking camera and wrap it around your goddamn head. Now what?
You see him lean in? Did you see him lean in? He want the smoke. This is two men. He want the smoke. He want, give me the smoke. You gonna do wrap it around me, choke me then. Record me then choke me. Sound like some S&M stuff on there. Choke me then record me. Get freaky with it. Do it. I love it.
One of these days you gonna grab me the wrong fucking minute. No, I give you my fucking answer, okay? Okay.
We got to
I ain't bullshitting with you.
We got to beat.
Now you scared him, but I'll kick your goddamn ass, boy.
Listen, he ain't leaked. Do y'all understand how the new white guy would have ran off? It's something about these trench coats. When they got that trench coat on, like remember Columbo? Listen, when they got that trench coat on, they not playing, man. It's all kind of stuff in that trench coat. I'm telling y'all. It's something in that trench coat. He put a... Somebody said we had Mayor Good in Philadelphia in the 70s burned down the whole Move neighborhood because they were squatters. Turned me off to the Democratic Party, and I was like 14. I asked a lot of questions. Right. 1984. 1984.
Bullshit with you. Son of a bitch. Now you hang around with me if you want. Now you think I'm bull?
Listen, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. But those are the times that we are long gone. Listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon, Friday. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I want y'all to have a great, it's time to go to bed now. Have a great evening and a great tomorrow. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.